Ladies and gentlemen, we got a little treat for you today because we're joined by a man you may have heard about. Ben, you speak a lot about him on the podcast.
I do.
He actually does exist. He is not a
here.
digital medium.
Exactly.
His name is Greg. Head of marketing, head of sales.
Head of sales at Blinq, yeah.
Head of sales at Blinq.
Been here right from the
Owner-operator,
beginning.
Freddie.
Huh?
Owner-operator, I like to see you as.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll take it.
Shares in the game. He knows what's going on. But come on, Greggy, tell us about Blinq. I mean, we try to tell the world about Blinq. I think we've done a pretty good job.
I think you've done an excellent job, 100%. Just like an extra channel for us. My God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But tell us about Blinq. What is the mission?
Yeah, where'd you begin, basically? I mean, to give you a bit of insight into what Blinq is as a business. We're a UK-based hospitality tech startup, I guess. I guess we're moving away from that startup element of stuff, but we're essentially a tech company dedicated for hospitality, British-based, and focusing on the British hospitality market. The aim really is to totally revolutionize what the POS industry is, certainly in the UK to start with, okay? We're an iPad-based system. We're the most modern, powerful and fastest, easiest to use POS system on the market. Obviously, you shout about that quite a lot for us as well. But this is really what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the existing industry right now, you're bogged down with really clunky, hard to use, expensive systems. We sort of tried to strip that all back, make it really, really fast, easy to use in terms of a POS system. That's what we really want to do. We want to replace it. Like the product offering, it doesn't just cover, it covers Michelin star restaurants, full service restaurants, but then you're always going down to the nightclubs, bars, restaurants, cafes, anything that in terms of hospitality, that's what we like to think the bag is. Again, that whole thing is, we'll get into it a little bit more, but no training required, which is the big one, so it's meant to be pick up and play, just like you're using an iPhone. In terms of the product, we're fully developed on iOS. So from an iPad-based system perspective, we're the only one that's fully developed on iOS. So it's just like picking up your phone and using it. And that's the idea behind the business and what we're trying to do. Like, the way that we see it right now, the hospitality industry, to an extent, is on its knees, right? It's a very difficult environment, really, really difficult economy. You've got business rates increasing, the cost of goods are increasing, the cost of labor is increasing, the pool of labor is also shrinking. So it's very, very hard to get staff up and running, trained on a system from a legacy perspective. We're trying to make it really, really fast, easy to use. We want to improve the operations in the restaurant from a service perspective, but also saving money. There's not many companies that can actually say right now that they'll, one, improve the industry, to improve the operations of a restaurant, speed things up, and then also save money to the business.
That's what we get whenever we do the readout.
Oh yeah, of
People
course.
are like, this is the only cost in my restaurant that's going to go down.
You guys are absolutely nailing it. £300 per month on average. I don't need to tell you that. You've told them.
Yeah.
You've told me that, right? That's the average price, obviously, from the readouts. We start at £29 per month for one device, or $49 for unlimited devices.
Unbelievable.
The rest of the market typically charges on a per device basis. So if you're looking at a 100-cover restaurant, you minimum 3 devices. You can't all be standing there. So before you know it, these costs that look very cheap to start with, they all add up very, very quickly. With us, it's flat rate. We're not bothered about that. Now, we want to create a full ecosystem, a one-stop shop for hospitality. Point of sale is obviously one, inventory management, we've got kitchen display system, handheld ordering, QR code ordering, which we'll get into as well. But, we want to be that full restaurant ecosystem. We'll have the top integrations around everything, but then also we want to have our own products around everything. So if you don't want to use one of the top integrations, you can also still come to Blinq and keep it all in that ecosystem, again, at a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
That's
one of the things, so when we've done some of the readouts, people have said, we'd love to move, but I don't think Blinq have X, Y, and Z. And we've said that to you, and you're like, well, no, either we do, or we'll make it for them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of the things.
Is that genuinely like kind of your approach?
Yeah, I mean, we won't do it overnight,
not bespoke,
but like it's, the thing is with us, we have built this from the ground up. The first line of code, we built it from get-go. And we'll get into sort of how we started the business as well, but we've built it from the ground up, so it's very easy to manipulate things. Easy is the wrong word, but it's very much in our wheelhouse that we can change things. We obviously want to develop all of our own products as well.
Yeah.
So that's a key thing. We've built the business. I mean, the POS, my goodness, from the day one when it launched to now is just completely different, right? Yeah. We all have hospitality backgrounds, but we've built it with other people's expertise as well, with the feedback. That's how we've built the business, and that's how we've built the POS into. Because again, the way that we look at the industry as a whole, we're trying to save seconds. It goes back to this whole thing. Time is tight. Labor shortages, everything's increasing in terms of cost, and a lot of these different, you've normally got 10 different products all feeding into your POS. None of it's all integrated. It's very, very hard to manage the flow. With us, we're trying to save seconds throughout service, which over time it adds up to hours, and that's a real cost saving. And it's a time saving, but it's ultimately a cost saving as well.
100%.
So that's what we're really trying to do.
Well, go on, take us through, like, how did it all come about? How did Blinq get born into existence?
Well, the esteemed founders, Axel and Achilles, two of the best guys I've ever worked for in my life. I've been there basically since the start of Blinq, but it started as a QR code ordering business. I won't get into too much of the story about how they came up with it, but it's they started as a QR code ordering business. We had to start looking into what POS systems we wanted to integrate with at the time. So, we looked at the legacy systems and thought, well, that's sort of hopefully on the way out. It seems it's clunky, it's expensive, etc. And then we look at the other iPad-based systems, more the modern systems. And with all due respect, it's all the same thing. From what we think, it looks all the same thing. It just doesn't quite work in terms of it's still the old sort of systems. The pricing was really, really expensive. And then also like that customer support piece with restaurant service is really, really important because it's reactive. Yeah. It has to happen now. So like when you get, for example, for us, time to plug our customer service obviously is 24/7 dedicated WhatsApp customer service groups. Every single client that signs with Blinq is added to a WhatsApp group with myself, the two founders, our entire sales team. If they need something at 1:00 in the morning, they send us a text and we respond straight away. So it's all about that. And it's about getting answers to things right away. Yeah. Because during service, you don't have time to wait for 2 hours. No. To fix an issue. Not that there's issues, obviously, but, if there is something or there's a question about reporting or forgotten how to do something on the POS, you send us a message and we're straight back to you.
Unbelievable. We just had Claude Boise on the show and he was saying that was the thing that really made you guys stand out. Was his
big fan of
service.
that man. Yes,
yeah, what a legend. But yeah, it's clearly working.
We're trying to get there. But QR code ordering is something that we still offer as part of the product. But again, you just have to strip it right back. Again, product's hard to use against the rest of the competition. The pricing models we thought were out of touch with the UK hospitality industry. And then obviously again, we like to think of ourselves as a hospitality business, not so much a tech company that works as a hospitality product. We all have backgrounds in hospitality industry. We're listening to the hospitality users of the business. The people that work in the restaurants obviously use the system more than us, right? Yeah. We obviously update new features. We're always demoing the product. But when you're actually in service, that's where we get all the live feedback from it. That's why the group chats are actually really, really important because you hear things, you see feedback very, very quickly. Then you can make small changes. We update the app weekly, to try. And then some of these things you don't even notice what we're actually doing. We're maybe building for a future integration. We're trying to streamline the process. Or we're trying to make the flows a lot more succinct in our server. Yeah. But it's constant updates, constantly updating the product and trying to stay cutting edge in that sense.
So what are your main propositions then?
Well, that's a great question. I guess we look at it in 3 ways, like the 3 pillars is what we call it. Yeah. So we've got the product, which I've mentioned already. It's iPad based, but we're built on iOS. So we're actually we're a POS system that's built for an iPad. So the actual tech or the hardware, that you're working on, the product's been made for that bit of kit. So it's just like using your iPhone, searching, swiping, all of this stuff that makes it really, really easy to use and intuitive. That's what we've built the product for. So that's in terms of the product there. And again, actually really important to mention, if I've not already, dedicated for hospitality. It's all about the hospitality workflows. Where you see a lot of the rest of the market is started as retail and is moving into hospitality because it's a great industry, obviously, to have that product offering in. We started as hospitality. We are hospitality, and that's the plan. It's always hospitality. We're not looking to try and move into dentists. We're not trying to look and moving into, I don't know what, I've forgotten all my other industries. Yeah. We're not trying to do service and use agent, right? It's all about hair transplants. That's that's a booming industry. We might have to try and get into that, but it's totally all about hospitality workflows for that product side of things. Then you look at the pricing again. It's we want to, again, it always goes back to that same thing. Hospitality industry, it's on its knees in that sense. The costs are rising and everything. We want to bring costs down. That's really, really important for us. We can afford to charge like this. We want to charge like this. We build everything ourselves from the ground up. We're not taking huge loans out. We're not purchasing new companies and then integrating it into our ecosystem. We build everything ourselves. So we want to pass that saving that we have as a business by making everything ourselves. It's not easy, right? But and it's not cheap. But we want to pass these savings on to our consumers as much as possible. And then with the other products that we release, we have the top integrations, as I said already, but then we also have our own products in-house that we build again with the same ethos and idea behind the POS that integrates into our ecosystem. And we can pass the savings on there as well. So that's basically what we're doing in terms of the pricing. And then customer support. It's massive. I mentioned it already, is that 24/7 dedicated WhatsApp customer service group. It really is the best thing. It's the thing we need to stress about the most as a company is we really, really care about the British hospitality industry as a first and foremost, the UK hospitality industry. It's an industry that we all absolutely love. The people that we hire for Blinq have all often worked in the hospitality industry. We don't see ourselves as that tech company for the hospitality. We don't take people from hospitality. We try and catch the people leaving, because again, there's a huge exodus in terms of talent in the industry.
Always.
We don't want them to leave the industry. We want to keep them in the industry. But we have that thing when we go into meetings and we go into demos and we're selling our product, we think about it from the hospitality side. So we have people that are selling the product that have worked in these industries that can understand, they've used competitors, right? So they've used the competitors, they've seen Blinq as a product working itself inside, and then selling it becomes easy because actually we can teach people to sell, but we can't teach people to be passionate about hospitality. I can't teach somebody 10 years of hospitality experience working behind a bar, busy restaurants. I can't teach that stuff, and nor would I be the best person to teach it, right? But the whole idea is you bring the people in that have got a genuine passion about hospitality, like we all do in the business, and then we teach them to sell the product, and it's very, very straightforward from that.
And it's not just available in London, it's available all over the UK, right?
All across the UK,
levels,
that's
3 Michelin stars to...
Yeah, we've got a few, really, really prestigious clients. Quite a few of them have been on this podcast, which is amazing, right? I absolutely love listening to our clients on the podcast as well. It's nice.
They're always very passionate about Blinq.
Oh my goodness, we exude passion, don't we? It's becoming culty, isn't it?
Yeah,
we don't want it to become culty, but absolutely. It really is. It's a great thing that we're trying to do. But everything that we do within Blinq is focused on the restaurant. It really is.
Yeah. It's great. Where does Blinq go from here? Like, what's the future? What's coming next?
That's
a great question.
An exciting future, guaranteed.
Oh, obviously, Freddie.
It goes back into this whole ecosystem thing, right? So right now we have certain products around the hospitality industry, and I mentioned at the start, a lot of restaurants, single site restaurants, have multiple different platforms that they do for ordering their stock, then for stock taking, then they have their POS, and then they have their reservation system, and then they have all these different systems, all not necessarily linked in together.
It's a fucking headache, Greg. I'll be honest with you.
It absolutely is. It's all expensive. It's all disconnected. So I think we're trying to build that all-in-one ecosystem that services the restaurants. And again, we're trying to. It all goes back to that: improve the restaurant service, improve the efficiency of the business, and also save money. As I said, not many people can say that they're doing that.
No.
Not that it's easy, of course.
No, it's not. But you guys are doing an incredible job at it. It's a very exciting
Thank
time.
you, it's very kind.
I mean, we keep on saying get involved in Blinq because it is genius, and every person, Ben, as you say, who comes on, who does have Blinq, is incredibly complimentary about it and loves it. Why would you spend a lot more for a worse product?
Well, totally. But then also, again, there's one point that I've forgotten to say. None of our products have any contract either. I think that's really, really important as well. Again, the industry standard is you agree the price, and then you're in the 2-year contract, and then I want to be as respectful to everybody else as possible in the industry, right? That's really, really important because there are a lot of great providers out there. But we don't have a contract because we want to give the power back to the hospitality businesses. I think that's, again, a really, really important thing. It's working alongside the hospitality industry rather than for the hospitality industry, but being two completely separate entities. We're trying to do things together where we are listening to the feedback and bringing things on. It's an unfortunate reality of the industry at the moment is that businesses close. A lot of businesses close in hospitality. It's really, really hard to really hit profit. So we want that flexibility to be given back to the restaurants. You don't want to be thinking about a 2-year contract when you're in this POS. It's monthly.
Yeah.
You know, you use it as you wish, as much as you want, and then it's fine. But we're very confident in the offering that we're giving to the restaurants. I say the restaurants, but to the industry, you know, bars, cafes, clubs, everything there. We're very, very confident that our products like speaks for itself in that sense, and we don't need to tie people into contracts.
Yeah, it's great.
And you know the churn rate speaks for itself in that sense. You know, I think one of the best things about it is when you get the feedback from our clients. I mean, actually, more importantly, the way that we've actually grown as a business is not from direct selling. We spend nothing on marketing. You know, you guys are our only marketing expense, right? You know, and business cards as well. We've got some. We've got some merch. Right? You know, we've got some merch. That's good. I think they are good.
They are great. Yeah.
Have you used them for any hot drinks yet? No.
No, we actually haven't.
No.
You wait till
just
the winter.
Hempel gin, basically.
For Shrakes, did we?
No, Shrakes was pre the cups.
But
you wait there once the winter comes. But this
once
is
the winter comes, yes,
on...
exactly true. But you know, like what I was saying was, we don't spend any money on marketing, right? You know, so we've built. Obviously, we have a sales team, but then it goes through word of mouth. It's all about our current clients refer us to other different businesses, and that's how we've grown so organically. You know, it's been amazing. But again, just you look after the people that actually do come in at the start, and then before you know it, it just
spirals.
It's constantly just referrals. Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really important. But again, it just goes back to that whole thing: is look after the existing clients, give them a really, really good product, great pricing, of course, and then don't keep them locked in. You know, it's got that freedom.
Such a confidence in that. So you can
I
leave
like to think so.
Want.
It is a confidence play. That's what we're trying to do. You know, it's important, but there's nowhere to hide for us. You know, getting a sign up to Blinq doesn't mean really anything to us. You know, because of course it's an intention to start with us, but that's when our hard work really starts, because then you need to back everything up that you've said in the sales process in terms of onboarding the clients and promising them the world, which we do, because that's what we're trying to achieve. But it's then from there on, you have to be responsive to the customer service. You have to have the pricing that's there. You have to have the product that actually works for them. And that's the best thing. Everybody, I would say, in Blinq is really, really proud when we see that feedback, you know, when we get all the reviews coming in, and when we get the feedback from our existing clients, and when they actually come to us and say, do you know what, you actually have really improved the operation, but then you've also saved us money. Everything has gone as you said it was going to go, and you are responsive to the customer service when we need you, which is normally what you see is in the first couple of weeks, that's where the questions are. This is why we can manage all the group chats really, really straightforward. The first couple of weeks, there's questions because you're getting used to a new system. Obviously, it's very intuitive, so you don't get that many. But, you know, from there, a lot of the time it just drops off. You don't really hear from many people. When we perform like health checks, we reach out and we say, how's everything going? And it's always very, very good. But then that's really, really exciting. You know, when you hear people that are saying that it's having a material impact on the business, saving money to the existing clients, and then also they start referring you and say, oh, well, one of my friends, by the way, he's using X, having a few issues. Would you be happy to go and speak to them?
Sort them out.
I mean, you guys are doing it as well. You've brought us loads of business. You know, I'm deadly serious. You know,
it happens organically. On the show.
You don't want people to really notice Blinq, do you? In the sense when they get it.
Because
you just want them to kind of.
There's two correct.
You just want to.
I want other restaurateurs when they're in restaurants to notice Blinq. Obviously, that's where that's why our branding's
in your own places.
But you're absolutely right.
If you do, then there are problems.
Exactly. You always want to go, because I think nobody actually loves their POS system. No. Well, certainly in the industry, but hopefully, like a lot of people love Blinq, obviously, but it really is that case of you want it to be the last thing that people are thinking about in the business. That it just needs to work, that side of things. And when you've got the tech inside of things, you just want that bit to work. You never want to really have too much of an opinion on the POS other than, yes, perfect, works. That's great. And that's what we're trying to achieve. Yeah.
Well, you are achieving it, Greg.
Thank you.
Keep doing your incredible work at Blinq. And I don't know, Ben, if you ever get back into the restaurant game, you know where to go?
You're not going anywhere else.
I'm not leaving the podcast, no. But I'll be going to Blinq.
If you ever went back to the professional
100%.
kitchens, if you ever started doing this...
But when you do a go-to pop-up, right? You have to use Blinq,
we'll
right?
be using Blinq,
I think that's in the contract, though, right?
We do actually have a pop-up coming, don't we?
Well, there's your time to play.
In our minds, at least.
Yeah.
In our minds. Anyway.
Stay
Greg,
tuned.
Thank you for coming in, mate.
No, of course. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Thanks very much, guys.
Absolute treat.
Beautiful.
And the people are going to be so pleased to put a name to a face, or a face to a name.
Well, I was
going to
wear the Stig helmet because I like to remain under the radar. But we'll see.
But we can blow you out if you want.
We get messages, people saying, who is Greg? Reveal Greg. So here you are.
I don't think anybody wants to know who Greg
genuinely.
is.
Yeah, and now you're out there.
No,
Beautiful. Thank you for coming, Greg.
Oh, of course. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it.